A few more things you can do with type is sometimes we want our text to follow a certain shape. So you always want to start with the shape, so I'm going to start with a circle. And then I'm going to go to my type tool, hold it down, and there's a lot of other type tools in here. We want the type on a path, and then I can click right on that path and it puts some kind of placeholder text on there. And you'll notice that when we do that, you lose the original shape. So it's going to convert whatever you had into a type path. So if you want that circle to be there as well, I recommend making a copy before you convert it. When you use the type on a path, you're always going to have to go back in there and kern. So you kern on here just like you would regularly. You put your cursor between the two letters, hold Option, and left and right arrow where you want the spacing to be adjusted. You'll notice that when I'm in my regular kind of selection tool here with this, you've got these little bracket lines. And if you get in the right place, it'll let you kind of move them. So it'll let you flip it on the inside. It'll let you kind of center it on the shape. It's being a little funky. It's a little tricky to get to use it. You got to use these left and right ones are helpful. And that kind of sets it where you want it to go. So now if I have the left and rights on the midpoint and then I center it, it'll center it on my circle. So that's super helpful. But just be aware of anytime you start messing with it, you're probably going to have to go back in there and kern again, because whenever you change it where it is on the circle, it changes those spacing of the letters. Another thing that we do when we get started with is mess with the envelope distort. So I'm going to get another circle. I'm going to put it in front, make sure it's in front of my text. So right click, arrange, bring to front. I'm going to rubber band select both of these so I have my shape and my word. Object, envelope distort, make with top object. And now I've got my text as a circle. Again, you can even kern in here by just double clicking, going in there and adjusting that. And sometimes that's really helpful for how the shape is going. You want certain things to kind of read better. And again, there's a lot more you can go exploring. There's all different kinds of distorts you can do where you have more control over them by creating like a mesh. Lots of fun stuff. Another important thing with type is sometimes you need to be able to kind of work with these letter forms as shapes. And so if you right click and do create outlines, what that just did, if I zoom way in, is you'll see it converted these to actual shapes with paths. So I could go in there now with my direct selection tool and totally change the shapes of these letters. Sometimes you get a font that has like a funky, like, well, I don't know what that little thing is doing, and you want to kind of smooth it out or change it or make it taller. That's a cool way to be able to do that. Unfortunately, though, you cannot go back and do, like, I can't type now. I can't go back in there and, like, if I spelled something wrong, I can't change it, that kind of thing. So they're not, like, typable after you make outlines. But that's a cool way to kind of be able to work with them as shapes. You'll notice that they come defaulted grouped, so I can ungroup them and actually have, like, each letter as its own group. I can even ungroup further, and they have compound paths and all kinds of complicated stuff you can do to start messing with the letters even more. Hopefully that helps you get back into the swing of things with text and experiment and have a lot of fun with what you can do.